Kristen Stewart is on the press circuit right now because she is promoting a movie called Love Lies Bleeding. And if you didn't know, it's about lesbian bodybuilders, in case that piques anyone's interest.
Go on.
She's on the Stephen Colbert show promoting this movie, and he decides to bring up her recent Rolling Stone cover that we covered on the show. Because, you know, it's definitely not what you would consider traditionally feminine or beautiful or pleasing to the eye. She was shirtless in this leather vest, wearing a jock strap and grabbing her crotch with this greasy mullet haircut. And, you know, it just wasn't the vibe. It didn't look good. And it's the celebration of ugliness, which we often talk about. So he brought this up because producers at CBS reportedly told him not to show it on air. I wonder why. So here's what he said. Now, before I show this cover, I just want you to know, and the audience to know, that I think it's a perfectly lovely cover. We were asked by CBS not to show it. They thought that would not be a good idea for us to show this, and I don't understand why. Because there's the cover right there. I want to say that you look better in a jockstrap than I ever did. Thank you, guys.
Did they explain why it was a bad idea? Why they thought it was a bad idea?
They probably explained it to him, but he didn't feel like giving the explanation.
He didn't want to share.
But it must have been that it's, you know, NSFW and also ugly, and people don't want to see that. But he decided to heap praise on it. And Kristen Stewart took this as an opportunity to clap back at the haters and the backlash and essentially say, if you don't like this magazine cover, if you don't think I'm attractive in it, then you're a sexist and a homophobe. So here's what she said. She pointed toward a societal double standard. Well, it's a little ironic because I feel like I've seen a lot of male pubic hair on the cover of things. I've seen a lot of hands in pants and unbuttoned. I think there's a certain overt acknowledgement of a female sexuality that has its own volition in a way that is annoying for people who are sexist and homophobic. I've certainly seen more revealing covers on Rolling Stone or Sports Illustrated for that matter. It's not remotely explicit. I think it also violates public expectations of female sexuality as opposed to how you're presenting it here. Kristen Stewart continued, yes, because female sexuality isn't supposed to actually want anything but to be had, and that feels like it's protruding in a way that might be annoying, but F you. So if you don't like the magazine cover, that's a resounding F you. She is just giving everyone the middle finger. She also addressed this backlash at a recent press conference for the movie. It was brought up. She said, the existence of a female body thrusting any type of sexuality at you that's not designed exclusively for straight males is something people are not super comfy with. So I'm really happy about it. And she said she enjoyed breaking with traditional stereotypes about what it means to be feminine.
When was the last time Hollywood... I guess Sydney Sweeney is the last time Hollywood decided to just show actual traditional femininity.
I mean, you look at most magazine covers that are made for women and you'll see beautiful women on them. Mm-hmm. You know, that is the majority. I'll grant that.
And she's saying lesbians don't like beautiful women either.
Right,
which is a blanket statement that I don't think is true.
If lesbians are attracted to women, why wouldn't they be attracted to femininity?
Right.
I'm not going to get into my weird theories about that because, you know, I might get in trouble on YouTube, but it's just interesting that there is this concerted effort to celebrate ugliness and unsightliness in the public eye. Mm-hmm. Especially from someone who's so attractive. Like she is so beautiful. She could be regarded as one of the most beautiful actresses right now, but she chooses to do everything in her power to counteract that.
Yeah, it's wild. She tries so hard to make herself ugly and she is still beautiful.
Like she can't even help herself.
But
I guess the point of the cover, though, is to not be beautiful, which is, you know.
But also it's supposed to be sexy.
Yes.
Like, who thought that?
It's supposed to not be beautiful and you're supposed to like it.
Right. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
The point of creating
you like
something
what we tell you to like.
I feel like the point of creating something that's intentionally not supposed to be beautiful is actually to produce the opposite reaction and then discuss it. But now they're saying we've produced the opposite reaction and we're discussing it by telling you that reaction is wrong, which makes no
Also,
sense.
there are plenty of ways to show someone looking traditionally feminine without it being overly sexualized. But I guess the point of this was to be as raunchy as possible. She said, it's okay to take different pictures and mix them up in a way that people aren't used to. And that's okay too. In fact, it's pervasive and it's everywhere and it's being denied. And it's crazy that there aren't more pictures like that. I loved the opportunity. Nothing she's saying here makes sense. She's just like kind of stupid and not able to formulate a sentence about defending her decision.
Like me.
Like, what does this mean? It's pervasive, it's everywhere, and it's being denied, and it's crazy. What?
I don't know.
She has been in Hollywood for too long. I think people forget she was a child star.
She was. Yeah, and maybe that's why she's so messed up and can't, see herself with a cohesive self-image. She wants to fight the idea that she's valued for her looks.
So what is everywhere? Like, I'm literally confused. What the hell is everywhere?
I think she wants to say, if I had to guess, she wants to say that traditionally feminine women are shown everywhere for the male gaze. So we need to turn the tables and show women who are attractive to lesbians.
Okay. Whatever.
Apparently that was the goal.
Whatever.
Got it.
I'm not trying to put words in her mouth, but I'm just saying if I had to guess, that might have been what she meant.
All right.
Just so you know, Brad.
You, I guess.
This is like you yesterday when you're like, is my total lack of interest in what you're doing also violence? Is my total ambivalence to your social cause also violence and bigotry? Then call me a bigot, why don't you?
To be fair, like if she was producing magazine covers that were like highly attractive, I wouldn't care either because she's not relevant anymore. Not really.
I think she's becoming less relevant by choice because she's doing vanity projects that all focus on her queer identity instead of her just playing a role that isn't related to her personal life, Like, you could play any character. That's the point of acting. You're pretending to be somebody else. Just because you are gay in real life, it doesn't mean that you have to play gay characters. But I guess representation matters and all that jazz.
Because then if they had a straight character play a gay character, people are upset.
Everyone will lose their minds, yes.
That one, I feel like, maybe it's just because it's been a while since we've had that discourse, but I feel like that one gets ignored more nowadays. Like, when was the last time we had a discussion about that?
About representation?
No, about like a straight character playing a gay character. Maybe somebody.
It doesn't come up all that often because most of the conversations are about trans representation now because the Overton window is shifting.
Yeah.
But as far as Kristen Stewart, I mean, I think that it would be perfectly fine for her to play traditionally feminine women. I mean, she did play Princess Diana, right? So
I have no problem with her playing all those. I mean, you'd think as an actress she would want to do that. Like, maybe the idea is she doesn't want to challenge herself.
Also, flat out, I don't buy the idea that she's gay. Okay, she can go around telling everyone that she's gay, but you had affairs with like 3 different men.
Right.
So
That just
I
proves
don't
that
think
just
that
proves that
you
she's
are. Oh, it does?
Just like remember,
That's proof that she's
remember,
gay.
remember
Okay.
when
In the upside down one.
Remember when they were talking about during COVID that one of the symptoms of COVID was like not getting COVID? Or
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like that's how you know it's working. It's just don't think about it too hard. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's. But that's really the truth, right? It's all surface level. Like
She was with Robert Pattinson. Then she cheated on Robert Pattinson with another man. Okay. Then she had an affair with the married male director of Snow White and the Huntsman. I think that you might be attracted to men, Kristen. You're going to great lengths to be with men.
and it's weird because now I'm like, maybe she's I feel creepy even having this discussion about somebody else's personal life.
Well, she's shoving it in everyone's face.
They're making it public.
She literally has her hand down her pants on the cover of a magazine.
And don't talk about my sexuality.
And I'm like,
Come on.
I'm over here like, I would love nothing more than to not have to talk about your. Like Mary's like, we should talk about this. I'm like,
let's dissect.
Do we really have to talk about this? Okay. Let's talk about it. I want to know if they washed the jockstrap after. That's what I want to know. What did they do with it?
She doesn't look
If
like
that went back to a props
clean in this-
department,
photo.
I demand they wash it. That's what I want.
It was hers. Don't worry.
Okay, she brought it with her. Also, I feel like more than anything, it's she has like a total disregard for doing her hair in a way that makes her look good. That's the real problem.
It looks like she had a mentee bee and then went to the bathroom mirror and just like took her bangs and just cut it right straight across with the kitchen scissors.
I thought it looked like she put Crisco and peanut butter.
Yeah, then she
in
put
it.
chicken fat all
always
over
greasy.
it. And then she went on Stephen Colbert.
She's always touching it.
Yeah, it
Girl.
clearly makes her uncomfortable. I think that she's uncomfortable with being beautiful and regarded as such.
Yeah.
Something
Comfortable with herself.
something about like being a child star must have messed her up and had her, go on with a warped view of men and of relationships.
Well, that's just sad. That's just sad.
Isn't it? Awful
Yeah.
sad.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.